Welcome to Youthful Africa here on Sila TV, where we celebrate innovators, dreamers, and changemakers who are shaping our continent. And today, we have a very special guest, the CEO of Vumbula Uganda, a unique platform that celebrates the uniqueness and richness of Uganda, Mr. Demo Riley. It's a pleasure to have you here, sir.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
So, who is Mr. Demo Riley apart from this title of being CEO? Who are you?
Well, Demo Riley, real name I'm called Sublime Peter. In the creative space, better known as Demo Riley. And well, I'm a tourism lover. I'm a community builder and very passionate about tourism, art, music, and culture. And of course, you know, I spend a lot of my time traveling and, you know, showcasing different unique experiences about this country, and also creating spaces where young people can thrive. So that's what basically I am.
Oh, that's interesting. So let's talk about Vumbula Uganda. How did this incredible journey start?
Well, Vumbula as a journey has been a very exciting journey. It was inspired by, you know, the love for tourism and travel, the beauty of this country, and that was around 2021, 2021, when I happened to, you know, travel to western part of this country, and you know, a project called Tulamble, which was run by, you know, a Minister of Tourism. So when I went for that trip, I actually got to learn a lot and appreciated our country. It was my first time in western part of Uganda. And I realized that most of the Ugandans don't actually know their country, especially young people. So I picked, you know, interest in adding my brick in showcasing Uganda. So that's where the whole, you know, idea came from. I said I need to contribute something to the tourism industry, and we came up with Vumbula Uganda Festival to make sure that we showcase our country and get young people to appreciate their country.
Oh, I would love to hear what inspired you to strongly have this attachment to Ugandan culture.
Our culture is very strong. We have a very diverse culture, and as young people, culture not only unites us, but it gives us identity. And I'll tell you for a fact, according to World Travel and Tourism Council, one of the top 3 reasons why people travel, one of them is weather, and then culture, which is followed by attraction. So culture is a very strong tourism aspect that we champion as Vumbula Uganda. For example, our upcoming, you know, festival, which is happening at Ndele Culture Center on 9th to 11th, you'll definitely have Ndele culture troupe, you know, telling different, you know, tribes how we behave, how we, you know, what we subscribe to, and it's really going to be an experience. So culture is one of those aspects that we touch.
Oh, that's interesting. Every CEO has a big picture of how they see their business. So what is the big picture for you with Vumbula Uganda?
Well, for the last 5 years, we've been able to grow a community of over 10,000 young people who share the same interest of celebrating their beautiful country called Uganda. So the bigger picture, the dream is to make sure that we not only, you know, end it here, but have international and local audiences come together and celebrate their country. So that's the whole idea, taking it global and making sure that we're celebrating our country like it's supposed to be.
So what is the importance that the Vumbula Uganda is trying to show to the youth? Or which importance is Vumbula Uganda trying to bring to the youth out there?
Well, the youth make up 70% of our, you know, population. I'm pretty sure you know about that. So Vumbula definitely gives them that platform to express themselves, to understand culture, their identity, and of course, and appreciate their country. You get what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't appreciate their country because they haven't traveled, they haven't explored, understand that, wow, I don't need to leave my country to appreciate the beauty that Renzori has, the beauty that Source of the Nile has, and understand that it's only us as Ugandans who have the Source of the Nile and can really leverage on that. So that's basically it.
Oh, that's very interesting. Of course, every journey has its hurdles. What has been the biggest challenge you've faced with Vumbula Uganda?
I would say funding, honestly speaking, because you're looking at an event that spans for 3 days. You will need production for 3 days. The acts have to perform, the logistical constraints, and of course, convincing corporate clients to understand and appreciate tourism as a viable sponsorship avenue. You know, it has not been easy for these corporate companies to say, okay, we can put money in tourism. But we've been able to, tackle that challenge by consistently showing value, that yes, people can come through, consume your products, and leave an impact in the community. So with that, we've been able to fight some of these challenges and soldier on.
Oh.
Yeah.
On the flip side,
yeah,
what has been the proudest moment of Vumbula Uganda?
There are quite many, but when we were able to have a huge crowd of about 10,000 young people coming through. It was my first time to see about like 300 cars all coming to one event, jump starting from Mabira, to Ginger. It was like, I could not believe it even up to now. And it opened my eyes to see the future and say, okay, this is possible. This is possible and we can do it. But of course, also signing up with, corporate brands like Nice Special, NBL for 4 years, 5 years. Having them in partnership is not something easy. Looking at also, it's been very, I've had quite a number of those, memorable moments where I felt like, okay, this is beyond me. I'm doing this for God probably, had this dream for me to carry. So the numbers, the support has been very overwhelming. Ugandans love to support each other, and it's been evident, and we give glory to God.
Oh, yeah. Your event has very unique energy and it feels so different from the rest.
Yeah.
What do you think makes it different from these other platforms?
I would say we bring life to tourism, Like back then, tourism was very boring. A lot of people used to think tourism is just national parks, rivers and lakes. But things have changed. Look at Rwanda. They've heavily invested in sports. And sports as a MICE product is bringing in numbers. You get what I mean? So that's what Vumbula brought to the table. The flavor, the entertainment. We blend entertainment with tourism. You get, like, again, talking about our culture as Ugandans, we love to have a good time. Ugandans love to have a good time. They love entertainment. And sometimes it puzzles me when decision makers don't understand probably Vumbula, what are these guys doing? Like, you're having a party at Sezibwa Falls, like, but that is the youth. You get, they want to go at Murchison after Murchison, they love to have a good time. So we saw that space and said, okay, when we go to Fort Portal, we shall have, an experience after the exhibitions, after the hiking. We need to give people that good time. So that's what makes us different. We bring entertainment and redefine the tourism experience like never before.
So Mr. Demo, without giving out so many trade secrets, would you kindly share some behind the scenes strategies you use to have an impactful event?
Well, there's a lot that goes into, putting up the leading tourism festival. You're looking at, of course, alignment with stakeholders. You have to have meetings, get to understand their objectives, what they intend to achieve, alignment with the influencers, the stage design, the experientials on ground, and of course site visits to understand how the entire experience is really going to roll out. So all that goes into, in preparation, because preparation is very important, in making sure that something really comes out the way you want it to really appear or be felt. So in regards to organizing Vumbula Uganda Festival, you're definitely looking at meetings with the stakeholders, security, the vendors, the tour operators, the acts who are going to, put up performances, and storytelling, touch points that you're really going to, make sure that you emphasize during the festival. So all that is definitely behind the scenes before the actual festival happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. How do you keep your ideas very fresh and entertaining for these youth out here?
Oh, well, like I said, the youth make up 70% of our population.
True.
And it's quite very important that any business man or woman out there need to speak to the youth, because we live in a very volatile and complex, business, environment. So there's a lot of trends that, are emerging every now and then. And so what we do is keep our eyes and ears on ground, understand what is trending. For example, right now, I would be very shocked for any business person who is not taking content serious. You get what I mean? Especially content that is tailor-made for TikTok. You get what I mean? If organizing Vumbula Uganda Festival, like we are doing the upcoming festival on 9th to 11th at Ndele Culture Center, I should be expected to make content that is TikTok based platform. You get what I mean? Because TikTok has took over. You get? So we keep our ears on ground to understand what is trending, what are the youth paying attention to, so we can really stay relevant to them. You get what I mean? So that's basically what we do. We make sure that we listen to them, we understand the feedback, respect it, and act upon it.
As you've mentioned, you have an event coming up.
Yes.
What should the youth expect?
They should expect a very immersive Ugandan experience, because first of all, we're going to be in the week of Independence, the Independence weekend. So we're definitely going to be in the spirit of celebrating our country. So expect tourism exhibition, art, music, and culture. You're looking at performances from top Ugandan acts who are going to wow you. We have a very, very unique, lineup for you. You're looking at, disruptions that we're going to be, showcasing during that weekend. So I would call upon every single youth out there to be part of this edition. It's going to be unique. Why? Also because we've done a lot of, Vumbulas outside Kampala, but there's always demand around Kampala. You get? There's one that we did at Uganda Museum, and the numbers were overwhelming, and, people love Kampala. So we decided this time around, as we celebrate 5 years, why don't we do it in Kampala? And it being at Ndele Culture Center, expect culture exhibition, basically all things Ugandan, from the food to Uganda Waraji as our flagship sponsor. Expect to test different flavors of Uganda Waraji up there. So it's really going to be a celebration of Uganda.
So that takes me back to what you've said. You've done shows outside Uganda.
Yeah.
So guys outside Uganda should, outside Kampala, should expect a show, or it's only based in Uganda for now, in Kampala, sorry?
Well, like I said, we've done Ginger for 3 years.
Oh.
We've done a lot of, editions in Ginger. When we started off, our second edition was in Fort Portal. We did Kabale, and because of that, we saw a lot of, overwhelming numbers, and said, okay, let's try to focus on a destination which is very easier for people to, come through. But yeah, obviously, next year we're going to embark on discovering some of these, destinations once again. For example, in the past we've done Sezibwa Falls. I don't know if you've been there, but it's one of those amazing places. The ambience, the nature, the falls. So, I mean, there are quite a number of places that we have lined up to showcase. I don't know if you've heard about Duole Island. It's one of those unique places that Uganda has, and we plan to have an edition there. We plan to go back to Fort Portal. We show that so much love, and show that's the possibility to go even bigger and expand the entire experience. So yeah, we intend to shine a light on those other different destinations and take the celebration there.
Okay, here at Zilla Wellness, it's Africa-based.
Yeah.
So is Vumbula Uganda specifically for only Uganda, or do you stretch out to the rest of?
Gladly, we've been able to attract, the international community. For the last 5 years, I think by numbers, you see that about 300 foreigners, coming to attend the festival. You're looking at Kenya, Rwanda, US, Asia, from Europe. So yeah, we've been able to attract that international community, and we have plans for them. We actually have plans to even extend beyond Uganda. Probably have a brand that is, having experiences outside Uganda, and have activations, because Kenya, for example, Kenya is our biggest trade partner. A lot of Kenyans come to Uganda, and a lot of Ugandans go to Kenya, So Kenya is one of those countries that we want to start with, because Kenya and Uganda, they're more like brothers and sisters. You get what I mean? So having an activation there would make a lot of sense for us. Having, Rwanda is doing very well when it comes to tourism. Those are like also our sisters and brothers. So yeah, we intend to have, experiences there, and make sure that we expand the festival reach. You get what I mean? Yes.
Okay. Now here at Zilla Wellness TV, we focus mainly on bringing people together, the wellness of the community, people's happiness. How do your events at Vumbula Uganda promote the wellness and togetherness of Uganda as a community?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you guys for the great job that you're doing. The wellness of the people is very important. We are living in a world where mental health, for example, has become a very big issue. So as Vumbula, like I said, we bring entertainment to tourism. And if you've ever attended, actually, on top of just entertainment, during the morning times, we have the yoga sessions. Guys, wake up and just by the lakeside, they do yoga. But also music. This is a space where people, release stress. You get what I mean? The people release stress, they feel their sense of belonging, and it being that we have a touch point of touching culture, it brings a sense of unity, identity to them. So I think that is